in today's podcast, I want to just share a little bit about apprehension and really what that looks like in the job search arena. We've been talking about avoiding the career change anxiety trap and really moving forward in career changes. It's really something that we need to pay attention to as we make those steps because it's something that you have to do daily. There's a daily action that you have to take to make sure that you're not falling into your anxieties or allowing things to stop you. And apprehension is one of those things. And what does that really look like? What am I talking about when I say apprehension? It really is just really a fear, afraid of something, of a negative response, something you're expecting something bad to happen. And sometimes we do get what we expect. So if you're expecting something bad to happen, 9 times out of 10, that's going to happen. I listen to people sometimes when they talk and they seem to never get out of the spiral of they did this to me or this always happens to me. This always happens to me. Every job that I get, something goes wrong or people do this way to me because it is an expectation. If you go into it expecting the same thing to happen, it will happen. We do cause things to come our way based on our what we give off and the things that we give off, our quote unquote vibe, as sometimes people would say. But apprehension is one of those things. It's just being afraid, and it'll cause you to do things that you may not otherwise do for a fear of having the same response. And in order to not have that response, you have to change your words, what you say about it. This is not going to happen this time. You have to meditate on things that are more positive. And when I'm talking about apprehension, let me just give you a few examples of what apprehension can look like. It's just like being afraid. It's avoiding. You can avoid things that are really necessary and important for you to do. Keeping busy with other things. How many times do we get distracted being busy? And I can do that too. Just doing other things when I know in my heart of hearts that I should be doing this particular action going forward, moving forward with what it is my goals, to achieve my goals, but I find that myself busying myself with things that really don't have anything to do with that. And that can be apprehension because of you might be expecting a negative response, or this didn't go this way last time and it might happen this time. It is basically a fight, a mental and emotional fight a lot of times when we're doing these career changes. Getting defensive. Someone says something to you and you get offended. That's the worst thing that you can do, is to become offended, because they're not really thinking about you that way. You're the one that's stewing or having things going around on the inside of your heart that will bring those negative responses towards you. Disconnecting emotionally or acting overconfident. Have you ever met anyone that all they do is talk about what they know and who they are and what they've been and how with their education? How annoying can that get after a certain amount of times? Then it comes to the point where you don't want to talk to them because they're constantly just tooting their own horn. Well, that can be a form of apprehension because they don't want anything negative to be said about them. Their pride is getting the best of them. And in the job and on the job search, fear can show up, or this apprehension can show up in the interview. Where you sabotage your own opportunities by just saying the wrong thing. That's why it's so important to write down your skills, understand what your talents and abilities are. And if you have to craft an answer because of something that happened on a previous job that may have been negative, please do that in advance. Do that before you get to the interview. I made some mistakes and I had some problems in this area of my life, but now I am blank, blank, blank. Some of those kind of things will help you to overcome that. Faking sick. If you have a job and you're always, I don't feel well today, and those kind of things are apprehensions. Those kind of things could cause you to even lose your job. once you get it. So you have to deal with those things, losing paperwork or having to start over all the time, making unnecessary mistakes. All of these things are what I call, what I consider as apprehension, negative responses to yourself, and it can sabotage your goals, it can sabotage your dreams, it can sabotage the vision that you have in your heart. So I want to encourage you today to think about the actions that you take every day. Write down, and they have apps where you can put down your daily activities for the day. Make sure though that you're doing something to that effect. Now, we don't have to necessarily, a lot of times we do know what's the negative part of ourselves. So now how do we switch that over to the positive side of ourselves? Well, we have to set some different parameters around ourselves. So what I like to do is I use the app and I'll say, okay, today I am going to do this action item. I'm going to create this today. I'm going to do this today. And I make sure that it's something achievable, something that is not difficult. And then when I achieve that, I just, encourage myself, wow, I got that done. Because each step you take towards that goal, you can't do it all in one day. And if you think that you can, you're going to really be deceiving yourself. So what my purpose for this is to help you reduce that apprehension or that negativity or the things that you always say in your head. They're going to do this, or they're going to treat me this way. I could never get this right. I make too many mistakes. Things like that. We have to switch that around. You have to switch it around. Only person that can do that is you, because you're going to have what you say out of your mouth. We create our own responses to how we live in life based on what we say about ourselves and other people as well. So make sure that if you're dealing with any kind of apprehension, if you feel like you're avoiding things just so that you won't get that negative response, take some time to use one of those apps that will help you journal your day. And then, pace it out. Say you're going to spend some time, get some extra rest, go take pictures, do something fun for yourself as well. It doesn't necessarily always have to deal with work. You need to balance your life out with fun activities, things that you enjoy. Even if it's watching movies or eating popcorn, just take time to shut all of the voices out that inhibit you from doing or reaching your action or your goals in life. So just be encouraged today. Take some action to write down the positive side of what you want and make a step every single day to reach that, even if it's some meditations or some different things that you can say that will help to improve your attitude about you, because it is really all about you when it comes to that career change. So thank you so much for tuning in. I invite you to visit the website, the My Careers Plus website. I do have a course on there, ATS Resumes. If you need some help creating your resumes, it's a short class. It has all of the information that you need to walk you through from beginning to end, how to create a stellar resume to make sure that you're not being screened out in the job process. So thank you so much for tuning in, and you have a great one.